Onto our weekly feature, Citizen Planet. And there's a new clean cooking craze that is sweeping across Kakamega County. A group of women in the county is seeking to change the narrative in their community by encouraging locals to ditch firewood and embrace a different kind of fuel in cooking. The women make and sell briquettes made from charcoal dust, sawdust, waste paper and molasses, which is an alternative that is slowly driving the conservation in the forests. Now, Mashirima Kapombe reports on this week's Citizen Planet.
Kakamega County is home to Kenya's only tropical rainforest named Kakamega Forest. Described as one of Kenya's most densely populated rural areas, the communities within the county rely on the forest for building poles, traditional medicines and firewood. The reliance on firewood, however, poses a danger to the forest, and a group of women have dared to stop it. This is New Rekada Women Group, an 18-women member group that came together with an idea to change their livelihoods and protect the environment.
Nilikuwa mkubwa kukata miti na kata kuni, tunakosana na mzee. Nikaona nikianza kufanya hivi na hivi, si nitapatanga tu maka yangu alafu ugomvi itaisha.
Irene Nasimiyu is the group's leader and spokesperson. She says it was easy to get the women together because they needed a regular income to fend for their needs.
We came together as a group because we wanted to join the nation. We also wanted to join the world in mitigating climate change. And another reason is to make our women busy in the community because the level of poverty is at a very high.
Kitoka kwa shamba saa 4 niko kwa TV, niko kwa miti pale, ninaitia hapo abriri, niletee hiyo thermos ya chai. Saa hii hata chai inalala kwa thermos. Mimi niko kwa kazi yangu ya mikono yangu ya makaa kutengeneza na kuuza na kuweka pesa kwa mfuko.
The women find it easy to access waste to make the briquettes.
We pick the dust from the market, sometimes even waste papers, use them to mix with the dust. You can use anything that gets rotten. Like sometimes you collect potato peels, banana peels, sawdust, bring it to our production and use that sawdust to make our charcoal briquettes.
The group is at its infant stage at 1 year old, and slowly the community is getting used to the idea that waste can be gold.
Leo ukinipata town na chokora makaratasi unasema mama amekuwa mwendasi. Nimejua ile kinakuja kukupea. Ukipata ninafuruta mchanga ya makaa hivi unasema huyu mama shida nini? Nimejua pesa yuko hapa, itakuendesha, tutafua, tutakula, tutakunywa.
The process in making the briquettes is at their fingertips.
After collecting the components that are required to make the charcoal briquettes, we bring the components in the production. We soak the sawdust. If we are using the sawdust, for instance, we need to soak it for at least 4 days. Why do we soak the sawdust? To avoid smoke that might come out when the charcoal will have dried. But for now, we are not using the sawdust. We are using the waste papers. We soak the waste papers for some time. We mix it with the charcoal dust. We blend it. We mix it very many times and add molasses. After adding molasses, remember molasses, we are using it as a binder. After adding molasses, we ensure that it is conch. After being conch, we now bring it our shaping machine, which are those Vaseline thing, or even a pipe, so that we can now pump it in to give us a shape that we want. So after that, we take it we dry it on the sun, as you can see now, and it can dry for 2 days or 3 days, depending with the sun on that day. But right now, since we have the rain, sometimes we find that we even take 4 days to make them get dried well.
The women use their hands to mix the components and shape the briquettes with empty plastic tins that are locally available, a process that poses a challenge as more people seek the briquettes.
So we need a charcoal briquette machine to help us produce our briquettes in high production so that we can attract more clients.
Although the briquettes are not selling as fast as they had hoped, the women believe the more people understand the benefits over charcoal and firewood, the more the community will change.
Luring them to buy our products sometimes becomes a challenge because they are used to the normal charcoal. When you use charcoal briquettes, you are going to save some cash. When you buy a sack of charcoal briquettes for a month, you are going to use it for 3 months. That is a sack of charcoal briquettes. And the normal charcoal, you are only going to use it for 1 month. So you need to be organized. If you are preparing supper, you cut the onions, prepare the tomatoes, everything should be there. Because once you use the charcoal briquettes in the jiko, you won't again pull the sufuria and add other charcoal briquettes.
The women also hope to expand their market from the community to the world.
We are the first customers of ourselves. These women no longer use firewoods in their home. They used to, when they want to prepare githeri, they use firewood. But for these charcoal briquettes, you only put once and your githeri is ready. Secondly, we've attracted schools, we've attracted institutions like hospitals, private schools, and right now we are now forging to public schools also.
The women still struggle with various challenges, including the much-needed resources to keep them going, but they are not stopping anytime soon.
When we are collecting these materials, sometimes from one place to another, we require the transport fee. Buying the molasses is also another expenditure. When you are going to collect charcoal dust, especially from the charcoal stores, those ones some people know and they charge us.
But it is not just about expanding the market. The clean burn of charcoal briquettes has another advantage, dramatically reducing indoor pollution, which is one of the leading causes of respiratory diseases.
Initially, we were using the cow dung. And when we were using the cow dung, when we cook, we could even hear the smell of the cow dung and even the smoke. But because we want our customers to enjoy, right now we've changed the component. That is why we no longer bind it with the cow dung. We bind it with the molasses. Molasses makes it strong.
The group has opened up doors for women to share their experience and create awareness on protecting the environment and combat climate change. Their vision is that one day their contribution to protecting the forest right at their doorstep will bear fruit when they can all afford cleaner forms of cooking fuel. Mashirima, Kapombe, Citizen Planet.